she is here, the queen of WDHA's Rock the Park 2022. I am doing tour talk with the one and only Lzzy Hale. You know, we have missed touring so damn much that
we have.
Oh my gosh. So hearing that you and Taylor and the Pretty Reckless and these great new artists were going to be part of Rock the Park. First of all, I have to tell you, been at DHA a long time. We started Rock the Parks in 1991 with the Spin Doctors. Yes, with the Spin Doctors. Awesome. Okay, Pocket Full of Kryptonite. This is the first ever Rock the Park that is all female fronted band. So you are helping us make DHA history.
Oh, I'm so glad, man. It's become such a wave. I love it so much. I mean, I got to tell you, like the crowds now. I remember it was just a few short years ago where it's like, you know, you have like 60-40 male to female. Now it's like all these like young crazy chicks that are just like at the rock show now. This is where the place to be. And so it's just wonderful to be up there representing. And I'm so excited to be out with Taylor. She was my, during lockdown, she was my happy hour buddy.
Yay, that's so cool.
We would FaceTime and just talk about anything other than COVID. And it was fun, but I haven't seen her in years. So it's just going to be a blast.
So we talked in our last segment when I had you on Reconnect with Rockers about just bringing out great young talent. My next question is, how did you find The Warning? Hello, how sick is this band? It's just crazy.
They are so good, and just shredders. The reason we wanted to bring them out is because we want to be inspired every night. Like I want to be able to watch their set and be like, okay, guys, we got to bring it tonight. The girls are slaying. I got introduced to The Warning actually over lockdown. I was doing a show with Rolling Live Studios, and got introduced through them because they had just kind of discovered them and did a couple like interviews, and so we got to know each other and they knew who I was. I'm like, oh, let's like chat and talk and stuff, and we ended up doing a writing session together, and then I still haven't met them all in person. It's only been like Zoom and over the thing, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, three sisters, for those of you who don't know,
yes,
that are out of Mexico City. I first saw a video somebody sent me years ago where it was like these three little kids doing Enter Sandman.
Oh yeah,
with no shoes on. And I was like, what is this? This is crazy. Like, and now they're young women. Mm-hmm. And they have the band and, you know, a couple of tunes that people are getting familiar with, like Money and Choke. And when I saw them on the little tour art there, I was so excited. By the way, I'm so excited to talk to you that I failed to mention Rock the Park July 28th at the PNC Bank Arts Center. Tickets are on sale now for those of you who are living in a cave and don't know. So yeah, I love that The Warning is going to be on the bill with you because you always take out such amazing new talent. I think it's part of your part of now what the Halestorm, you know, really rock touring brand does these days.
Well, I honestly, I remember, I mean, the first tour we were ever on as the first national tour we were ever on, was in 2005, and it was with Seether and Shinedown. And we didn't even have anything on the radio. We couldn't guarantee tickets. Nobody knew who we were. You know, we didn't even have a record out. And they took a chance on us. And so we just, honestly, like, I remember what that feels like, just getting out there and it being so new and like, I remember those poor guys, they spoiled us on that tour. They're like, so what do you want on your rider? I'm like, what's a rider? We had no idea what anything was. So I don't know, this is just paying it forward, honestly. And we are very passionate about bringing out new talent that we like, because man, life is too short, man. I want to be inspired. I want to be out with people that we love and that we want to support, and we can, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, if you had told my 13-year-old self, you know, all those years ago that I'd be on the opposite end and able to, you know, take some young people out with me, I would have blown her little mind.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about emotion in touring on Tour Talk. I want to talk to you from a fan perspective. What show do you remember being at as a fan? It could be your young self. It could be your present self, where emotion just took over you and you just got lost in that emotional moment.
Well, honestly, it happened to me recently, over the last weekend. I went out to Vegas to go to a Music Cares Person of the Year gala for Joni Mitchell.
Wow.
And there were so many amazing performances, but the one that just I got lost in, and I cried twice, and I wasn't even paying attention. Like I wasn't like trying to record anything. There was like, you just get lost in it. Was actually Billy Porter. And he did his version of Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. And he got 3 standing ovations from all of us during the performance. It was just otherworldly. But before that was, I saw Brandi Carlile at the Ryman, and that made me cry. And then now going back to the beginning, this didn't necessarily make me cry, because who cries at a Tool show? But one of the first concerts I ever bought tickets to when I was a teenager was Tool during their Lateralist tour. And I got to see them in PA at Hershey Arena. Didn't have great seats, but was just like mesmerized. And so, yeah, I mean, there is a heightened emotional state. And honestly, it works the same way when you're on stage, especially now, and especially it all kind of coming back, and you approach your performance in a different way. You just want to be living in the moment. It's not about, everything being perfect, or, there's so many thoughts that are just not important anymore, and all that's important is remaining present and just feeling the emotion and the wave that we're all on between us and audience. So it really does go both ways. And I'm seeing so much of that now on both sides of that.
I just actually, when you were talking about Billy Porter and being at Music Cares, because I saw it on your socials and it looked incredible, and Joni looked so awesome. I actually got chills. I just got like a little ooh, I got like a little chill. Like I got emotional just hearing you talk about that. Now we're 5 records in, baby girl. Talk to me about a Halestorm set list, because I know what WDHA listeners, I know the fan favorites, I'm always getting requests for like I Am the Fire, like there are some fan favorites that are maybe not just the most obvious, like a Ms. Hyde. So talk to me about putting together a set list, and who does it? Is it democracy with everybody doing it? Are there certain songs that you can never ever leave out for the fans?
There's always songs like I Miss the Misery and I'm the Fire, or that you kind of have to have as staples. But something that we do every single night is that we end up, like, especially nowadays, we switch it up every single night, and not just because there's so many songs. We're so lucky. I have to tell you, Terry, and this is in big part to you and all of our, friends, around the world that have promoted our singles. But we are in a position right now that we can put together a set that is full radio singles. And it's just crazy, because I remember going to see bands like that, like Rob Zombie or Puddle of Mud, and it's like, wow, I know every song. And it's like, and now we're able to do that. That being said, we have a new record coming out, so we're going to want to, play some of those songs too. So it's going to be a really tough decision. It is a democracy, although the person that's most passionate about it is my guitar player, Joe, but he likes doing very strange art on our set lists every day. And we usually put it together just a few hours out, just every day, just something different. And we started doing it that way, like switching out the set every night, is because we have these crazy fans that will come to like 8 shows in a row, and like, well, we're not going to do the same set every night for these people, so and it also keeps us on our toes, and we get to play everything. But yeah, it's going to be, this performance, is going to be it's going to be a tough decision, because I'm going to want to play all the fan favorites and the new guys. It gets worse every single time you put a record out. Like, okay, there's more songs now. How do we put them all in?
Yeah, I can imagine it just gets tougher and tougher and tougher. And everybody has the songs that they love best. And your band is a very synergized band. It's not like it's just Lizzy's band,
Yes.
So what thing always has to accompany you on tour from home? Tell us on Tour Talk. Is there something that you could never leave home without? Or maybe there's not. Maybe you're like, what? I just pack my crap up in my bag and I go and just see where the road takes us.
It's a little of both, honestly, because I love every single tour you get to kind of transform a little bit. And so like whatever we were doing last tour, whatever I was wearing last tour, you know, I try to mix it up every single tour. So that's always fun. You get to kind of start over again. But I have some like weird things. And it's, I don't know why, because I'm not a big like luck charm or whatever, but I have 3 things. I have this stone that is in the shape of a skull that for some reason somebody gave it to me and I put in my pocket. It's traveled all over the world with me. I have an arrowhead that Joe's guitar tech made and gave to me that for some reason now, you know, I'm going to get in trouble for this, but it's like flown everywhere with me. THA has not become hip to the arrowhead. And also there's the weirdest thing that I bring out every single time is this it's a bent dime that happened in my luggage. For some reason, my luggage is strong enough to bend a dime because it was like, oh, it's not closing that right, you know, and all of a sudden I found this. And I don't know why, but it's just been in my pocket for like 6 years. And I always take it out with me for some reason as like a good luck charm. Now, something that's more functional, I always bring out a box of baking soda just in case some people have some stinky shoes in the bunk hall.
I love that. I love that.
But it's interesting. I have a little bit of an OCD situation in my head. So I have to like pack all of my t-shirts in kind of like even numbers, and then everything has to kind of be mix and match, you know, all of those things. So it's like, that becomes a little bit of a pain, but I secretly love packing for tour because it's like, oh, you can organize stuff. I don't know. I get all this camping gear.
I love
like,
that. I love
like
that.
All this stuff. Yeah. So it's strange. Yeah. But
I love that. I love that. Look, we are super, super excited that you are on our show. It's WDHA's Rock the Park. PNC definitely has to feel like home for you because you guys have been doing PNC for so long, and it's just literally like coming home and being back in New Jersey. July 28th is the date. And what a bill. I mean, when I saw you guys with the Pretty Reckless and Lilith is on the bill, and then we've got this great new band, The Warning. It's just going to be a spectacular rock and roll time.
It really is, man. There are no slackers on this tour. Everybody is on 10 or 11, I should say. It goes to 11. And we're all friends, you know, we all really love each other and support each other. It's just going to be a wild night, you know? So I encourage everybody, because I would, even if I know I'm on the tour, but if I wasn't on the tour, I'd want to go see the show. I would want to go. So
yeah. And Halestorm shows are big rock shows. Big rock shows. I mean, you see the band on stage, and you're an incredible front woman, and the band brings it, you know, every single time. And I mean, there not much else to say. I mean, we know we're going to get an amazing, amazing rock and roll show.
We also, for the first time in many years, because, you know, obviously there's a couple of these years that don't count anymore. But we just, it dropped some Chang and ended up just redoing our entire production situation. So this is actually going to be a stage setup that you have not yet seen.
Wow.
You know, we've been lean and mean for a long time. We like to go like less is more, but now I think we're going to go more is more at this point. So, so you're going to be seeing that for the first time.
Super exciting. Well, July 28th, PNC Bank Art Center. Tickets available, Ticketmaster.com, WDHAFM.com for full details. This is a killer bill. It's Rock the Park. We cannot wait to see you. And Lzzy, thank you so much. And thanks for giving us a little bit of an insight into what happens on tour with the baking soda in the shoes and the arrowhead in the luggage. And I just absolutely love it. And thank you so much. You know how much I love you.
Oh, I love you too, darling. Thank you so much for taking the time for me. And I cannot wait to embrace you in person. It's going to be so fun.
Our big hug.
Yes.
DHA's Reconnect with Rockers is powered by Karis Lock Company, your full-service locksmith, and Dover Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram on Route 46 in Rockaway.